Hey, hope you're well today. I am really glad you are here. Today is a Use Your Cycle series podcast, all the ways you can use your cycle. That's what we're talking about today. But as with all the Use Your Cycle series, first a 60-second case study on a Use Your Cycle method client. B came to me post-menopause by several years. She was looking for ways to lift her brain fog, get her brain firing on all the cylinders, and to feel better. First, we had to define what feel better meant. She took the symptoms survey. You can get the link in the notes for the symptom survey so you can take it yourself. And she admitted that she was surprised by the number that she had given herself on so many other things. But it did help her to better articulate what she wanted when she said, feel better. Her words, her brain, her emotions, her overall lightness or lack thereof it. Somewhere over the last few years, she just really started feeling snuffed out. So her first step was the basics. Within the first week, she felt things getting ready to change and even felt brighter with the new morning breathing routine we implemented. Then, when we were ready to add some of the Use Your Cycle method protocols in week 3, we had to define what her hormone cycle was because she hadn't had a period in over 5 years. Now, with post-meno, I always start by asking what kind of PMS or other cycle symptoms you might have had in the past when you did have a period. And do any of those symptoms persist? Because yes, even without your period, you have a reduced level of hormones. You may notice constipation, friskiness, chin hairs, moodiness. And these things will help us to sync up easier with where your hormones are at now. But if you don't have any of these symptoms, it's not a big deal. We just jump in and create a new timeline for you. Now, B did have some symptoms, so we jumped in there and started applying the exercise protocols first, since she's already a pretty big gym goer. For sure, there was a shift in how she had been lifting weights and how much cardio she had been doing. But pretty quickly, she discovered she loved the shorter workouts that she was going through. And a few weeks later, we layered in more nutrition protocols with an eye toward her summer schedule. Above all, the Use Your Cycle method is a lifestyle. No rules are hard and fast, but when they are prioritized and part of a big picture plan, a lifestyle can be created. By the end of her program, we had cut her symptoms total by over 2/3. It was a humongous jump. And she was feeling great. Her mental fog had lifted and her moodiness had greatly subsided. She was enjoying her summer and was ecstatic about how she was looking in her summer clothes this year. It was a side benefit to the other stuff, but it was a happy one for her. Okay, what all can you use your cycle for? Pregnancy and planning pregnancy. Date night planning, book club scheduling, poker night, or fishing weekends, negotiations for a pay raise, relationship stuff, home buying, work contracts, even networking opportunities, work schedule planning, what is created with what must get done, when to review your goals, and when to schedule reviews and feedback, exercise, when to go hard and heavy and when to hardly go, dog walks, when to plan on the long walks versus the fast, short walks. Housework, when to dive deep into the heavy duty stuff like the baseboards and when to just spit shine. Recovery activities, a cold shower versus a hot tub or sauna. Weight loss, carb cycling and fasting schedules, meal planning, restaurant picking, supplement rotation, even your skincare regimen, your waxing, your exfoliating, your moisturizing, your toning. Actually, you can use your cycle for just about anything. And you'll find out that once you start using your cycle, your life's just going to flow. It'll just be easy. And you'll get so much more done when you put the pedal to the metal some weeks and pare way back to the minimums with no guilt other weeks, all by just leaning into your body. For example, have you ever had a day when you just wanted a nap, but you tried pushing through to get that big project done, only to get nothing done and no nap? And then a few days later, you got the project done in record time, along with 17 other projects? What if I told you that you could plan it that way? Are you ready to dive in? Let's start with pregnancy, since that's pretty widely acknowledged and used already. We know that pregnancy occurs only during ovulation, and sex needs to happen a few days either side of egg release, right? I mean, we can all kind of agree on that, right? General knowledge. We know and accept that right before, during, and after your period, there's no egg and likely no pregnancy. So if you want to get pregnant, you will plan sex around ovulation. If you want to avoid pregnancy, you will take extra precautions around ovulation. Now, hand in hand with pregnancy is date night planning. You know, pregnancy or not pregnancy, right? Do you want to plan a date, or do you need to plan poker night for him to go out and you to be by yourself, or book club? Or are you feeling pretty social and it's play date time, right? Scheduling play dates for your kids with other moms just to get some socialization. All things social. You can plan based on your cycle, right? It's kind of like, have you ever been out at an event and you are just sitting there and it is such a chore? Like, there's nothing there. You don't want to eat the food, drink the beverages, talk to the people, nothing. You want nothing. Or have you been out at a party and felt like time was absolutely flying by as you chatted with everyone, you knew all the right things to say? Yeah, that's hormones. Hormones at work. From the end of menstruation through ovulation, being social is a breeze. But after ovulation, time to plan quieter events and even alone time, right? And while we're talking scheduling, want feedback on a project from work, or time to schedule your annual review and you're looking for a raise? That woman who knows all the right things to say at the party, she also knows how to persuade and negotiate in the boardroom and accept feedback with ease and grace. Yeah. Make sure you're scheduling things like this with your cycle in mind. Now, on the flip side, if you need time to work on a really big project, like no do not disturb kind of thing, or to plan out your month, right? Plan out your goals, use your cycle again. Week 4, right before your period, head down, get the things done. You can focus. Week 1, during your period, set your goals and your appointments for the upcoming month. Do the planning. Week 3, that's all about socialization and negotiation and networking, right? All right, let's flip topics a little bit. What about physical things? Exercise. There's a week to go heavy and fast, and there's a week to try a new class. There's a week to slow down, stretch, yoga, foam rolling. And there's a week to skip the gym altogether and schedule your massage. It's all for your greatest good. That massage week, if you were going to lift heavy, if you tried to lift heavy, first of all, it's going to feel crazy hard compared to if you've done it week 2. But secondly, because of the hormones in play, muscle breakdown happens very fast that week. And then going in and lifting heavy only helps speed up the breakdown. So it's just best to skip all of that breakdown and let the muscles recover with the massage. That's a win-win. Take a week off the gym and go get a massage. That's like a 2 for 1. Same happens for your dog walks. Plan those extra long walks the first couple weeks of your cycle, and then short strolls closer to the end of your cycle, right? House cleaning, same thing. There's a time when deep cleaning will get done with ease in just a few hours. And there's a time where it's like, just doing the minimums here. What's really gross, what really needs to happen. And you do it guilt-free because you know that along will come next month and you can have time to go deep again, right? Now, after all the housework and the gym time, recovery is a must. But early in our cycle, the body responds best to ice. Think cryotherapy. And later, after ovulation, heat, hot tubs, saunas, right? Recovery happens differently. If you're trying to lose weight, there's a reason that no diet is effective all month long for women. Yeah, early in your cycle, your body prefers the fuel of carbs. So weight loss happens easier with carb cycling. And then after ovulation, your body switches to preferring stored fat. So a couple of planned modified fast days. Planned modified fast days. Just two. Will drop pounds quicker the second half of your cycle. And while you're working on carb cycling or fasting, you can do your own meal planning for the month to fill yourself up with the most required nutrients, right? Whether that be extra iron during menstruation, spicier foods, whatever, along with the carb cycling and the fasting. There's other protocols in the Use Your Cycle method that come into play, like your spice selection, it's a big deal, and your choice of protein, like venison, fish, bacon, chicken, whatever. You want to plan those out throughout the month too, according to your cycle. We also use the same protocols to pick your restaurants. Maybe on date night, is steak or pizza in your best options, right? You decide that based on your cycle, where you're at. Are you carb cycling or are you fasting? What's going to work better? Use your cycle. And have you ever thought about the supplements that you take and rotating them throughout your cycle? Now, I used to rotate my supplements. As I ran out of a bottle, I would switch out. Maybe for a while I'd take vitamin C, and then for a while I'd take zinc, right? But once I started rotating my supplements according to my cycle and the needs that I had, the results were amplified, getting me the micronutrients into my body each week as it changed, as my hormones shifted. Now, I want to be real clear here about supplements. This is a small rock, right? Compared to stress reduction and eating your protein, those are big rocks, right? You know what I'm talking about, big rocks, small rocks, right? Big rocks, fill the jar up first with the big rocks, then add the small rocks, then sand. Supplements are really small rocks. If you don't have the rest of the stuff in place, supplements is just not quite useless, but getting close. All right, finally, this one is really fun and something that I've only come across more recently. Your skincare. Yeah, with each phase of your cycle, your skin changes, right? Ovulating, testosterone is higher. Chin whiskers are coming in thicker and more plentiful. Seriously, like, do you ever track that? That week for me, like full man beard almost. If your estrogen is running on high, less pain. Do your waxing and your facials with the extractions during that time. Progesterone high, pain is probably going to be high. Go for a nice moisturizing toning facial. Don't do any extractions or heavy exfoliation. Okay? Change it with your cycle. Who'd have thunk, right? I mean, that's kind of a cool out there thing, right? So no more high pain waxing sessions the week before your period. Make it easy by scheduling with your cycle right after your period. Now, maybe as you listen to this, you thought, man, that's a lot to do early in the cycle. Why not spread this stuff across through the month? No. This is the whole use your cycle thing. Toward the end of your cycle, your energy, your creativity, your pain tolerance, they're all very, very low. So flow with it. Get the minimums done, but don't worry about the rest, because the next season, the next phase, the next month will come along and you will get all the things done super fast. Remember, you can skip your nap and struggle with the project, or wait a few days, get that project 17 other things done, and get your nap a week ago, right? Everything in its time. And that, ladies, is how you use your cycle for all the things you need to get done in the month. Until next time.